Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video, and welcome to me filming on my iPhone. I'm doing that because I only brought this camera with me, which is for photography, not videos. I left the camera I use for videos at home like an absolute noob, so I'm filming on this instead. And I'm just going to jump into it because I've been meaning to make this video now for close to a month. This is an update on my S3. I keep putting it off because I go out, I try and make the video, and then I'm not happy with the footage that I get, and I think I'm just overanalyzing it at this point. So I've decided that actually only having my phone will force me to just make the video and post it. So what I'm going to do is move location so I can film a proper walk around of the car, and then I'll just do a quick wrap up. Hopefully this camera picks up just how good this car looks, especially on days like today. It just looks unreal. So I guess we start with the obvious thing, which is the color. If you haven't watched any videos on this car prior to this one, this car was originally Imola yellow, but the paint was in really bad condition. The front bumper and bonnet were completely peppered with stone chips. There was fading, so the roof was a slightly different color to the body, and the spoiler was a completely different color to the boot lid, and it just looked really tired. So I decided to have it completely resprayed. Now, we mostly stripped the car, and by that I mean we did everything apart from the engine bay. So the doors came off, the bonnet came off, the boot lid came off, all of the windows came out, including the sunroof, and we repainted both sides of everything. Now, the reason I didn't take the engine out, and you'll know that I'm not that techie with these sorts of things, but what I was told by the previous owner was the engine is on solid mounts, so taking it out would be quite a ball ache, and putting it back in would probably be even harder. So I just decided, you know what, let's keep it there for now. But I have had it steam cleaned and it's come up really well, so I'm actually really chuffed and happy that I didn't go through the pain of taking the engine out. But let's talk about some of the kind of finer details. So 2 new headlamps at the front. I was going to have the original headlamps restored. However, in addition to being very yellow, they also had loads of stone chips on them, a few scratches, and I thought, you know what, let's just try. So these are actually from eBay. Now, although they say they fit my car, and as you can see, they do fit the car, they're not actually S3 xenon headlamps, they are A3 lamps. So we had to get a little bit creative, but we have made them work. They're not new car great, but they do the job, and the main thing is they look really cool. 2 new spotlights as well. Both of the spotlights on this car did work, but the glass had cracked on both sides, so had those replaced too. And then the trim at the front, so you can see that the lower trim at the bottom there and the grille as well match. This is actually it's not an Audi color, this grey, and it's certainly not how the cars came, but I think it looks really good. It's like OEM plus. Now, one thing I did change my mind on at the very last minute was the grille. So the car was actually ready and handed over to me, and the guys had kept the badges and the outer of the grille its original silver, but I didn't like the way it looked. I thought I did, but then I changed my mind. So we matched the grille to the lower trim, and that color grey is also the same color that was used on the wheels and also the trim on the side of the car. Now, that trim is the original trim that was on the car because I couldn't find a replacement set anywhere. I spent weeks on eBay. I found one set, they arrived, they were in worse condition than the ones that were on the car. So I thought, what am I gonna do? So the guys at Car Transformers restored the trim. So they sanded it all back. They created new mounts. So this trim is actually screwed onto the car and is all weather sealed. And it just looks great. It honestly looks amazing. That was the one thing that I was quite nervous about, was the trim. And I'm so happy with how it's come up. As we work round to the back, again, trim at the lower there matches everything else. The Audi badge is missing because I need to order one. I haven't got around to ordering a replacement. The Audi badge that was on the car had some splits in the rings, so I've been meaning to order a replacement. But actually, I don't know. There's a part of me that wants to put the badge back on to keep it original, but I also quite like it without. The other thing I've noticed is whether or not the wiper is on the right way. I need to look into that actually. I think it needs to be the other way, if you know what I mean. Nothing else has really changed up the back here. These are the original rear lights that were on the car. Of course, the Miltech is now on. I did make a separate video about that. I do love the Miltech. It's just really nice and subtle change to the sound of the car. And then as we walk around this side, you know, no different. Again, all of the trim. Actually, one thing has changed at the back, sorry, which is the rear window. So I did have this tint on the rear window and it started to peel and crack in different places. So had that retinted, had these windows retinted as well. The plan was to have the windscreen replaced because there are a couple of scratches and chips on it, but we haven't managed to find one yet. So if you know of any on eBay, do send me a link. And that's it. The sunroof now works. That's another thing. The sunroof now works. And I also replaced the aerial, but I've been told that I've replaced it with an A3 aerial because it's upright. The S3 aerials are apparently a bit more angled. So I did order this from Audi directly, so I need to get that looked into. But it's cleanish. It definitely needs a clean. I have been using it. You can see there's a bit of dust on the front wheels where I've taken it for a drive over the past few days. But even, you know, a little bit dirty, it just looks amazing. Like the guys really smashed it out of the park and they were so patient with me with all my little, oh, can you change this? Can you do that? Etc. And I just think it looks amazing. It really, really does. Now, there are a couple of negatives. Nothing to do with Car Transformers. It's actually since it's been back in my ownership. So the first thing is I had the car for about 10 minutes. I was really excited to take it for a drive and the centre cap popped out because I hit a pretty deep pothole. I thought I'd lost the tyre, but it was just the centre cap. So I have one on order. It's coming from eBay. As soon as it arrives, it's going to be repainted. But it gets worse. So the other morning, I was driving to the office and a van was coming the other way and there wasn't enough room for the both of us. And I had right of way. I just want to make that clear. I had right of way, but he still came anyway. And I had to kind of dart to the left a little to avoid him hitting me. It was either him hit the car or me sacrifice one of the wheels, which I had to do. So I've curbed the wheel. I am gutted. So that's going to need to be repainted. Really annoyed, but you know, it is what it is. These things happen. Not going to get too upset about it. So there it is, guys. There is my restored S3 in all its glory. Looking good. Damn, that looks good. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'd really appreciate some of your feedback. I want to say it's got to be one of the cleanest Imola Yellow S3s in the UK, probably the world. Not really a big claim because there's probably not that many, but I love it. Let me know what you think. Don't judge me too hard for the wheels. Like I said, it was out of my control. But until the next video, guys, I hope you all have a great one. Peace.